Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Planet Coaster. We're starting off the episode with a fast forward montagey thing because I sort of messed up with recording and yeah, anyway, that's besides the point. Here we go. I am making a Wild West building to go at the entrance of the Westworld hub, and boy oh boy was this a real eye-opener, because this is the first time I kind of made a building by myself from scratch, and it took forever. You can see me look on the screen just going through all the items because I just had no clue what I was doing. I was kind of using a reference photo, but not really at the same time, and it kind of got me a bit worried actually for a bit, because I thought, man, if it takes me this long and it's this difficult to make every building in the theme park, this series is going to last until episode 200 or something silly. But I eventually got into the swing of it a bit more, started to remember where particular items were in the menus, and you can see it's sort of, I guess it's sort of like a mine or like a sort of factory type building with a really tall bit. Not quite sure what it's supposed to be exactly, but it looks good. It looks good, and it was just quite nice to be a bit free with. It's kind of like in Minecraft. I always say to myself, I build too much in creative. I plan too much, and you come over to Planet Coaster and you don't plan, you just do it, and that's exactly what this was. That's why I've ended up speeding it by about 800 times, because I just did it, and it was simply trial and error. Like, what do I like, what don't I like, and it was sort of refreshing in a way. It was nice. But this first building has definitely taught me a lot of things. When it comes to building in general in this game. I started with Western because that's what I feel most comfortable with, having done a lot of Western builds on the JFS in the Mesa biome. But when it comes to medieval, fairy tale and pirate, man, that's going to be tricky, because I don't have any sort of background building that style, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, as you can see, I'm putting on some roofs and some little verandas, and tried to get some stairs, but they didn't have stairs, weirdly. I had to use a ladder in the end. It gets the job done though. One of the things that's quite interesting is getting the right balance of detail, and then too much detail, getting caught in the minutiae of the hundreds of bits of scenery you can pick from. And it's also, it's very easy to just sort of go all out and put loads and loads of Western stuff in one building. Like, oh, I want to put the water tower, oh, I want to put the wind pump, oh, I want to put cactus and all sorts of stuff. But less is more in some cases, and if you put too much Western stuff in a build, it just becomes a bit of like a ugly cliche eyesore sort of thing, you know what I mean? So it's all about being slightly tasteful, I suppose. It's kind of difficult, but it's what I try to do here. I think we're actually coming to pretty much the end of it, so I'm going to cut back to actually in the park in just a mo, and we'll get started building a little bit more, and I'll show you what else I've done since last episode, since I also streamed a bit of Planet Coaster since the last episode and did some stuff then. So I'll let this little bit play out, and I'll see you back in World of Mukluk. Okay, here we are back in the park, and there is the finished building. There's some steam rising at the top. Little old wanted poster down there. Put some shrubbery at the bottom. I think this looks very nice. At first, when I first built this, I thought, oh man, this is terrible. But the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. It's simple, but it gets the job done. And if I press T to get out of this mode and go whoom, you'll see that you'll see a big tree in our face. No, you'll see quite a bit's changed actually. We'll ignore that bit just for the time being, because let's have a look at the middle fountain bit first, and let's make it a little bit brighter. There we go. Oops. So, yeah, King Coaster is now floating no more. He's got a little stone base, which I figured was such, I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but I was looking for some sort of piddly little plinth like this, and it's like, oh, that's way too small, you know, this sort of stuff. So why not just make one from scratch using the building blocks, using the big old castle corners like these. So yeah, wait, where are you? Yeah, these things. Well, actually, that's what I used. So that's what King Coaster's on now, and it looks much better. Just looks great, I think. And as you can see behind him, we have a nice little water feature, fountain show as a backdrop, which I think, I don't know, it just brings the whole thing together a bit more. Adds a little bit of movement to this opening area. Because otherwise it was all very, very still. Obviously, once we put rides in, you'll start seeing those. But for the moment, it was all very still. So this water, it's quite nice. I like it. It was a right pain to do, though. A massive pain. What I ended up doing was making it as a blueprint. So if we're looking here, my fountain show blueprint is there. So I sort of just made it on flat ground to begin with, and then moved it in the right place afterwards. It's quite cool though, look at the water when you twist it. Pretty patterns. Anyway, let's get rid of you. So there we go, that's that. As I mentioned, I did stream this a couple days ago, and what did I do in the stream? Not very much, as it turns out. No, it wasn't very productive. I added some information booths at the opening here. Let's get rid of that. Oh, there's Chief Beef. Yeah, added some... What are they closed for? Don't be closed. Open. Hey. Just because it sort of made this bit a bit more custom. And... wrong one. Set it apart from the pre-built one that we just, you know, plonked down. So we've got some little paths going off to the side. Whoa, Chief Beef's going crazy. Chief Beef is the park well, one of the park mascots you can have, by the way. Chief Beef is one of the restaurants. People love Chief Beef. Look at him. Ondo, yeah, something. They kind of speak in a Simlish language. They don't speak with an actual language. It's more like Mundo. I don't know. Right. Added some benches here. Added some rocks and some trees and some foliage. So this area's looking quite nice now. I even added some sneaky little spotlights. Look at there. Oh, I clicked on it first time. Like a little spotlight hidden in the bush. So that, when it's night time, oh, it looks like this. And that looks freaking great. I mean, the rest of the park is pitch black. Oh no, yeah, apart from the benches and lampposts I put around here, and a little oil lamp over there. But, yeah, lighting, you can make some really atmospheric lighting decisions and things in this. Like, look over here. Whoops. Like, look at that. That one little lonesome light on the deck. Oh, it's so nice. I love it. Anyway, you probably can't see a thing, so let's turn it back to AM. There we go. Is there anything else I've done? Not really. I messed around with putting a sort of like canal, not a canal, I suppose it's a riverside walk along this bit of the terrain. And putting a brick wall. This is going to be tricky though, because these are all individual buildings. So I'm gonna leave that one for the moment. Put it on the back burner. Come back to that later on. Anyway, whoa, King Coaster in our face. Let's have a look at these buildings over here. I'm really starting to like the look of this opening bit. Let me make it a bit better time. Let's try 2 PM. That's a bit better. So yeah, like these weren't here before, these buildings, and it seemed a bit kind of, I don't know, empty with just one. So I added these two on the other side as well, and now it's really coming together like a proper Wild West entrance into the Westworld section of the park. So I thought we could do some decorating in today's episode. Dress these ones up like we've done over here. Add some scenery around it. And plus I've got a really cool idea. Hopefully it works in the future, but you know how I've been saying about a roller coaster coming through the rocks and twisting around the canyony area? Imagine if it came out here and kind of went through one of the buildings. Oh, like a roller coaster going through there and then going back up that way. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. Maybe we'll do that. So we can easily change that when we need to. I've kind of made the ground a bit dustier, a bit sandier around here, just so that it blends in to the theme more. So that's all well and good. Got the rocks. Do I like that bit of grass there? No, you go away. That's better. Don't really want too much grass showing because it doesn't look right. Okay, I'm a little bit. I was just saying, like it was an eye opener making this building because it was a bit overwhelming, but I'm a little bit worried about these ones. But let's just do it. Let's just just dive straight in. So I've got the basic shape done. It's kind of like here's the one I made earlier thing, and we're just gonna dress it up basically. So if we go into scenery, edit the building, make sure we're editing the building. Look into scenery and look at all, and filter by nature region, desert. No, not desert. Scenery themes, western, and maybe a bit of pirate as well because they do overlap to an extent. So let's have a look. I kind of like. There's so much you can pick. There's just so much. Like, we could have. Look at the size of that water tower. It's massive. Could we have a water tower up here? Oh, that might look quite good. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Let's just rotate it so that bit's facing us. Get a bit more detail in there. Because then it makes sense as to why there's a building up here. Otherwise it's just like, well, why is there a building there? I know I just said that we might put a roller coaster going through there, but we can always move things if need be. Right, let's get in more. What this place really needs is doors and windows, which can be found in the building tab. Doors and windows, filters, scenery theme, western, pirate. Let's see what we got here. This is a door I like. This reminds me of the spruce door from Minecraft, actually. Let's get rid of you. Oh, let's go into this mode, just because you're freaking out. This camera, man. They really need to fix the camera in this game. Alright, let's put a little door there, I'd say. On the front. That looks nice. We could even add a door up here as well. So the only problem with this camera is you get more control, but it's a lot slower. Little door here out onto the decking. And have we got a nice window? I think I chose this window before, but we could mix it up. We could use maybe... That one's quite westerny. If you press F, it centers it to each individual brick. Yeah, because I don't really... I've shown it in the montage bit, but in normal speed, here we are. Like all these buildings are made up of big blocks like this. And you can just move the blocks around. And so F centers these things within those blocks. However, we don't like things being centered. We want it a little bit askew. So we'll put a window on there, maybe one. Let's put one there as the nice music starts. Oh, some nice little windows up there. That would be good, like these little ones. That's nice. One thing I did on this building, which I think really adds to it, is put these kind of side beams on. I'm not sure what they're called now. Is it these? No, although these would work. These would work. Would work. It really is woodwork. Alright, that's stupid. Shut up, Joe. We could put those on there. They're a bit bright though. Can we change the colour? No. We can move it up. Oh damn, it's just a little bit too short. Do I like them on there? Let's look. Whoa, let's look down here. Oh, you can speed up with shift. Alright. Can't really see them, to be honest. Yeah, I like them. Yep, they can stay. You can stay, poles. Just gotta make another one so you go all the way to the tippity top. Like there. Do I like how far out they are though? Far out, man. No, I don't. Move in a little bit. Which means I now need to move in all of them. Great. Yeah, they need to go about there. So what we'll do is we'll delete these ones. And then advanced move, duplicate, advanced move. Oh, now two of them fit. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong. Must have just put that first one down wrong. And then we should be able to select them both. Advanced, duplicate, move thing. Move them across to this side. It just sort of frames the building a bit more. Doesn't Means that there's not too many complete right angles. Bit more natural in that sense, I suppose. Is that showing on that side? It is. Good. And then we can have a little one on this edge, like so. Do we want one there? That one's kind of tucked into the side of the mountain. No, see, that's the sort of stuff we don't need to worry about, because you're never going to see that. You're never ever going to see that. Especially not from down here. The only way you might see that area is if you're on a roller coaster. And I don't think you'll be paying attention to whether a beam is in place or not if you're on a roller coaster. That being said, I do want some that go across horizontally, and I don't think they would work. I think it was a plank, maybe. Let's try and search for plank. Oh, in all. No, it wasn't. Maybe it's because I'm on the wrong filters. Let's just search for everything. Aha, it was these. Where you gone? Oh. There we go. Yeah, let's use these. Now, I'm not going to do this every time I make a building because this is slow, and I know that some people may find this incredibly dull, which is fine. This is not everyone's cup of tea, this sort of stuff. I like these sort of videos. I like people just getting into the nitty-gritty, but not too much nitty-gritty. But I know that some people won't like this. That's fine. That's fine. I guess we're kind of skipping that building for now. We're working on this one first. I do want to put another pulley, which I think is on building. Let's try it. Let's try pull. Yes. So we have warehouse pulley 1, 2 or 3. We don't really have to think about the logic too much. Like, why would there be a pulley up here? Well, I don't know, but it just looks good. Oh, I think I like the rope one more. Oh, I like that one, because it's kind of smaller. Let's have him on that wooden beam. Like, there. And maybe we can have a bigger one on the side, and it's like, maybe it has to pull something at the top of this building. Even though there's a roof on it, but we'll ignore that. So put it a bit lower, maybe like there. Shove a little window on top. Yep, I'm not going to look at that. That's looking good to me. That's looking very good. What could we put here? I kind of like the idea of if we put an actual hole in there. I can't really explain what I'm thinking, but let me try and find the right piece, and then you might get a better idea of what I'm talking about. I'm not just a madman. No, that's not the right plank. I think that's the right plank. Yeah, like... Yeah, that's kind of good. It's like a... Okay, well actually then... Well then, I suppose that would make more sense to move there. What do I think of that? I think that's maybe a bit too big. Let's get down to here. Look up. I don't know. I don't know. It could look a bit like a bell tower at the same time. What if there's a smaller one? I do see this one here, which I think is not what I want. This is for a shop, this one. Well, why are you all the way back there for? That's for a shop, but it could also work. That could work if we just put our own planks in there. Should we try that? Let's try that, shall we? Let's get the planks again. I suppose I could have just done that. Never mind. Well, no, I might as well now. Can I click that? Yeah. Duplicate. Where on earth are you gone? Oh no, not that. Don't duplicate that, you fool. Oh, fine. Never mind. Let's find that plank. Actually, we could use the smaller one. I think this is smaller. Yes. So we could maybe... Let's... Oh, it is snap to surface. That is definitely not sticking on there, is it? That looks like it's floating to me. Oh, no, it's not. No, I'm just being crazy. So if we do that... What is a shortcut? It's Control X. Gotta remember that. And then select both of them. Control X. Move them up. See, that's quite nice. That's a bit too high now. Let's move you. Yeah. Now, you can see there's a bit of Z fighting going on there. We could actually fix that, I suppose. Let's bring one of them out a little bit more. The good thing about the Wild West genre is you could just imagine that these cowboys or whatever have made it themselves, so it doesn't need to be spot on. So if one is a little bit higgledy-piggledy, which is a good phrase to use, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fits in perfectly. I kind of want one that's good, but I'd also like one going this way. Maybe move it in a tad. Oh, yeah. Oh. Move it in a smidge. And then let's move it. Come on, Blue Arrow. Be my friend, won't you? Oh, why won't you be my friend? Fine, I'll move the camera. Move it in a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, no. I always pick that green one by mistake. I want the red one now. See, that's looking quite nice. Hopefully I placed that. I did. Yep, I like that. I like the fact it's even sticking out a bit at the top. You are looking very good. We could also add some stuff to the front. Like a nice thing I like to use. Very, very simple, but it's just a little rope coil. But you can just imagine that's being put outside the door in case it ever needs to be used. Maybe we could put... Oh, there's a rope spool. You're massive. Okay, that's too big. Let's go back to just general pirate and western. Maybe we should get rid of the pirate. I don't know. It's bamboozling me a little bit. There's a mooring bit. I imagine that's definitely pirate. There's a milk churn. Oh, little milk churn outside. Would that make sense? I think crates would look better. Because it's sort of like a shipping sort of thing we got going here. So maybe crate. There's a crate on here. Oh, there are crates, yeah. Yes, this is more like it. We could have a little crate. That's a bit big. Oh, that's more... Oh, that's better. Let's rotate that way. Yeah, I like that. A few little crates up there. We don't have to go crazy with the detail. I mean, that already is looking pretty good. And once you get far away enough, it just sort of all blends into one anyway. Oh, I'll tell you what we do need, though. We need... I think it's on building. If I type in iron. Okay, we need a chimney. For sure. Like that. And I think we need some chimney spouts. Let's take off a line to surface. Plop. I think just one will do here. And then of course you can't have a chimney without smoke. Go to special effects. Yeah, they really need to add in a recently used or something, I don't know. Or like a favourites tab, you could favourite a particular thing. Move you down so you're about there. Oh, I love the smoke, it just adds so much atmosphere. Let's get to a nice view. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what else would look... Oh, do you know what else would look really good? Let's get lights. Get rid of the smoke search. Where have lights gone? Lights. Just put a little oil lamp. Oi. A little oil lamp on the edge. Like... What are you doing? You think I'm not touching you, go away. Like that. Because then... How would this look at night time? Let's check. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's so good! Get rid of all this stuff. Like just like a little lone light at the top there. That nice yellow colour. Okay, I like that. That's pleased me. Alright, what I might do is work on this other building off screen. That's taken quite a while. We'll see what I can do here. This one I thought, this is quite cool, like a little inner bit. We could put some crates or something or other, I don't know. Yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. This is looking good. I'll cut forward, see what I do with this one. Okay, I think I'm going to call it there. I could spend so much longer messing around with all the little details, but I'm happy with how these are looking. Finished off this building here, as you can see, if I zoom on in. Just added loads of bits and bobs, but hopefully not too much. Sort of, you know, little shovel. Put a... Aha. Put a little bathtub thing and milk churn. Maybe they're making some sort of, I don't know, cheese or something in there. Just give it a little bit of a purpose. Like a trough thing again. Little skull on the side, because why not? Yeah. And that's about it, really. You've already seen that. I'm really pleased with how these buildings have turned out now. Now that all three are together, like, it looks like a really nice... Like, you definitely know this is the Wild West section of the park, don't you? And just, when we get this roller coaster in here sweeping past there, it's going to look fantastic. Just, oh. Yeah. So all of them together, looking pretty nice. Not really much else to say apart from that. Oh, I added some rocks and stuff back here as well, just to sort of blend in these rocks. Because I think these are the ones we're going to go for. The colour's quite nice, and it's still deserty enough as well. I really wanted to use the red ones, but they're just too damn red. They're just too red. Like, that's way too red. So we're not going to use those. We'll use the, what are these ones? Grasslands instead. Which I guess makes sense, because this is the grasslands biome. This area's a bit empty still. We'll have to figure out what to do on this side, but... that is a very good start, I think, into the Westworld section. I don't know what we're going to do next time. Goodness knows what, really. I think I'll leave that whole bit until we tackle the medieval section. Maybe we'll carry on with the Western theme now. I've got kind of a taste of it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.